In 1865, Gregor Mendel presented his findings on the principle of heredity, based on his studies of the inheritance of traits in pea plants. Almost 100 years later, Watson and Crick solved the puzzle of the three-dimensional double helix structure of the DNA molecule, the building block of all life. By 2003, the Human Genome Project had completed mapping the 25,000 genes in human DNA. As a species, we are now at a point where we can begin to modify the basic building blocks of life. The science of genetics, aided by technology, is entering a new and contentious era. Scientists are looking at using technology and the information found through projects like the Human Genome Project to develop genetic therapy and enhancement. In theory, both therapy and enhancement can be applied to the two types of human cells, somatic cells and germline cells. Somatic cell manipulation involves altering the genetic structure of one individual, while germline cell manipulation has the potential to alter the genetic makeup of generations of descendants. Genetic therapy on a somatic level could be used to cure a person's cancer, HIV, or mitochondrial disorder, while genetic therapy on germline cells could eradicate hereditary diseases such as Tay-Sachs and cystic fibrosis. In addition, there's the possibility of using genetic knowledge to create pharmacogenomic drugs, ones tailored especially to people with a certain genetic profile. Genetic enhancement, on the other hand, could be used to attempt to change human traits and capabilities, or extend them beyond their present level. In theory, the same technology that could be used to eliminate cystic fibrosis from my family tree, or extend the human lifespan, could be used to create a superhuman soldier, or biological weapon capable of destroying only people. The possibilities are both exciting and intimidating. Many scientists support genetic therapy, but are wary of genetic enhancement. Yet given the culture we live in, where people seek to avoid aging and achieve bodily perfection, it seems hard to imagine people not choosing to enhance themselves or their children if the possibility is available. At this point in time, most genetic manipulation is still in the realm of science fiction. The theory is there, but the reality is some time and millions of dollars in research away. However, as has been the case in the last 100 years, technology often develops so rapidly that as a society we are left struggling to come to terms with the changes. Many scientists, philosophers, and ethicists argue that now is the perfect time to examine the moral and ethical issues surrounding genetic manipulation. Some of those opposed to genetic manipulation worry that it is too reminiscent of eugenics, a term coined in 1883 by Francis Galton, Darwin's eccentric cousin, but often associated with the Nazis. Eugenics refers to the bioengineering of better humans. In Galton's day, it meant only allowing superior humans to interbreed, but as we move to a future where parents could potentially choose many of their offspring's qualities, it takes on a new meaning. Some, like Michael Sandel, a political philosopher who served on the President's Council for Bioethics, see genetic enhancement as a failure to appreciate the gifts we are naturally given when we are born. Others see genetic engineering as an attempt to manipulate the natural order of things, or an attempt on the part of people to play God. Those who support genetic engineering see it as an exciting and inevitable step forward in human evolution. Lee Silver, a Princeton professor of molecular biology, refers to a future where reprogenics, or designer babies, are available to any who can afford it. He cautions that this could create a future where gen-rich and gen-poor humans diverge. It is a future very similar to that envisioned in the movie Gattaca. Dr. James Hughes, author of Citizen Cyborg and a strong proponent of genetic engineering, argues that this is the perfect impetus to push people to ensure that genetic therapy and enhancement are subsidized by the state and available to all that desire them. Whether you support or oppose genetic engineering, whether you believe it is just around the corner or years away from reality, you cannot deny that many now tend to view humans as being changeable and even perfectible. As genetic engineering becomes more likely, there is a tendency to see our genetic makeup as being unfinalized and imminently malleable. The human condition is increasingly becoming a function of technology as we move into the future. I'll give the last word to Canadian biologist David Suzuki, who in looking to this future warns that we should move forward cautiously, as we are dealing with the very blueprint of life.